Ok, pessoal, ok. A gente está começando a live com Jordyn Zubyk. Hello. Just a few minutes, I will send this streaming for 100 drummers around the world. Please send this streaming for your friends. And a few moments, we will start with Jordyn. Okay, let me do this for other drummers. Fala, Robson, tudo bem? Vai ficando por aí. Pessoal, estou mandando essa live para bastante gente aqui, bastante bateristas, pelo mundo afora, e se você puder, faça isso também. Mande para os seus amigos bateristas, as suas amigas, quem você puder divulgar essa live fantástica que nós vamos ter hoje, com essa batera de peso, ok? Então, eu estou quase terminando de mandar essa live para todo mundo. Ó, mandei para 100 bateristas. Oi, Fernando. Hello, me all the drums. Wow. How are you? Okay? So let me speak first in Portuguese. After this, I will speak a little bit in English. I will try, I promise. And after this, we start the streaming, ok? Boa noite, pessoal. Obrigado por estarem aqui mais uma vez hoje, começando pontualmente. Temos hoje uma fantástica convidada, Jordyn Zubyk, direto de Nashville, Estados Unidos. Aproveitem bastante essa live, mandem suas perguntas, tá? Pode mandar em português que eu traduzo. Se você quiser mandar em inglês, você pode mandar em inglês também. Use aqui, ó, o balãozinho com ponto de interrogação para mandar suas perguntas. Fica mais fácil, mais organizado, tá bom? Lembrando do patrocínio aqui, ó. Clube do Baterista Drummer. Vendo o bonezinho? Ah, que bonito. clubedobaterista.com.br. Eu entrei lá hoje e vi que tem umas camisetas sensacionais. Está acabando os bonés, eu já vi também. E alguns acessórios estão acabando também. Oi, Ana, fica por aqui. Você é importante pra gente. Hi, Alexa, how are you? Então, clubedobaterista.com.br tem um monte de partitura para você baixar lá, tem bastante coisa para você comprar camiseta. Eu já falei que eu queria uma do Neil Peart, tamanho GG. Não esqueça. Nós temos quinta-feira, Dani Amorim, percussionista direto de Recife. E sexta-feira, muito pedida aqui, Alana Ananias, ok? Batera, legal pra caramba. Mas hoje nós temos Jordyn Zubyk. Então, agora eu vou falar um pouquinho em inglês e nós já começamos, ok? Hello, people. Thank you for being here. Stay with us until to the final, because we have tonight a very special drummer, a great drummer, Jordyn Zubyk from Nashville. You can lose the opportunity to send your questions for Jordyn using the question toolbox down below. Okay, send your questions, send your comments. If you want to send in Portuguese or English, whatever, send your questions. I hope that you like. I saw her videos and I think you like Jordyn, very good drummer. Wow. Okay, let's start calling Jordyn right now. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Thank you, Jordyn, for accepting our invitation. You are a very great drummer, a special drummer for us. It's a great pleasure have you at our family, streaming family.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Okay, we have some very special drummers watching you right now. Do you want to say hello for your friends or?
Yeah. Hello to everyone watching. Thanks so much for checking this out. And if you have any questions at all, I'm here to answer them.
Yeah, great. I have one of the first question. How can I get a cap like yours?
Oh,
Because
one of these.
yeah, I saw your GZ.
Yeah. So I have a merch store. I just have like a few things with this Jay-Z logo. It is on my website. So jordynzubykdrums.com, and you can click merch on there and my Teespring pops up. It's also in the link in my Instagram bio and stuff.
Yeah, let's buy all the caps.
All of them.
All of them. People, we are live right now at YouTube, Girls on Drums Festival YouTube channel, youtube.com/Girls on Drums. Don't have the festival because I forgot to put the festival 10 years ago. So if you want to see at YouTube or Instagram, it's your choice. Okay, Jordyn, I saw, like I said, I saw your videos, maybe all of them, and you are a very heavy hitter, correct?
Yes. Yes, I do hit very hard.
Okay, it's a very good thing because you have the technique to do this. What kind of shops you have been studying to play with so heavy, but with technique and not breaking all your new symbols.
So thankfully, I don't break cymbals too often. I do break a lot of sticks. I wonder if you can see I kind of chew them up a lot. um, but yeah, growing up, I don't know. I never took lessons or anything, so I would just listen to songs. And I grew up like my favorite band was My Chemical Romance and a lot of other like rock bands, and they all play with a lot of heart and they hit really hard and there's a lot of emotion in their songs. So I think that kind of grew onto me, and now I just always hit really hard. I always make sure to. Honestly, I feel like I'm playing a lot better when I'm hitting harder.
Really, did you never took any lessons?
No, I
Really,
never took any.
I can't believe. But you practice. You study something. Uh,
I really, I think I learned most of my drumming just from listening to songs and just tapping along to them. And then my parents got me a drum set when I graduated sixth grade,
yeah.
and I just wouldn't leave it. I just drummed all the time. And I think I just slowly kind of built myself up to be the drummer that I am today.
Really, because you play so fluid. Yeah, okay, rock and roll, no problem. But is I think it's very difficult to anyone that never took lessons to play like you, so fluid, so precisely.
Well, thank
I,
you.
yeah, I wish to have your kind of your magic, maybe.
But it took a lot of practice. I definitely think watching like certain YouTube drummers growing up helped a lot too, because that would kind of teach me. I would look at them and be like, "Oh, this is how they're playing that, so let me go try to do it."
Great. We have here Vera Figueiredo. Vera, are you in? Vera, você está aí? Vera Figueiredo from Brazil. Yeah, Vera is here. Vera Figueiredo is a great Brazilian drummer.
Oh,
Do
really?
you?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
EBVF Brazil is from Vera Figueiredo Drum School in São Paulo City.
Oh, that's
Vera,
awesome.
yeah, Vera, don't look, don't lose the chance to send your question for Jordyn, and after this, see the Jordyn YouTube or Instagram. You will love it. Okay, okay. So, what's the first drummer that you saw and inspire you to play like you do nowadays?
So the first one was probably Trey Cool from Green Day. That was the first band that I really started getting into, and I loved like, the whole punk rock and roll aspect. So I would just watch them, and I would like watch their live shows, the little videos that people would post on YouTube of them, and just like so badly want to go out and like play like that on a stage. I think they like really heavily influenced me and the music that I play.
Yeah. So, please say to me, when you try it, first try it to play basket case intro, you had problems. I had problems.
Of course.
I have problems nowadays. I have problems. Oh, Vera, comment here. I love your drumming, Jordyn.
Thank you so much.
You have to see Vera.
Yeah, I'm excited to check this out.
Yeah, check it out after this streaming. So I have problems to do that kind of drum fills. Please teach us if you can.
The beginning of that?
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah, let me think. Yeah, let me see if I can play it on here real quick.
Yeah, you can play at a pretty pad if you want. Actually, I have the chart right here, but I want to learn from you.
All right. So the beginning fill, I think, is just like, hold on one second. I'm putting the song on. I'm going to see if you guys can hear it.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. Make it simple.
We Tennesseans all have a choice to make in our fight against COVID-19.
Okay.
I'm to listen to me whine about nothing and everything I want.
This is a classic.
I am one of those melodramatic
So the beginning is very simple.
Neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking
up. So it's a lot of emphasis on crash hits with the bass drum. Let me turn that back down.
Yeah.
So the first hit is just like crash and kick, and then that on the snare. So.
I had some problems doing this intro with a band and a few years ago.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I think once you get the hits down, it's pretty straightforward. Just the emphasis on the crash hits are really important. But it's definitely fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic track. I confess that I never paid enough attention to do correctly.
And that's okay. I feel like when I cover songs, I don't usually like to play them exactly the same.
Really, because you have you have many videos playing drum covers, and what kind of drum cover you prefer to play with or record? Because you have so many tracks doing very pretty simple drumming, and another playing a high level drumming. How do you make a choice to record drum cover?
So a lot of the time, my music choices change a lot. So like sometimes if I'm really liking a song, whether it has drums in it or not, I'll kind of like vibe it out and see if I want to play it on the kit, and then I'll sit down and just kind of hope that something comes to me. I definitely prefer making my own drums like over songs. So recently, a lot of my covers I'm playing to like pop songs or other things that I can kind of be creative on. But I do love a good like playing a cover to the T. It definitely makes me a better drummer because I play parts that I wouldn't normally think of writing. But I would say my favorite to do is playing over songs that I can be creative with.
Yeah. How to be creative playing a drum cover? For example, last year or maybe 2 years ago, I had a gig and we had to play a track from Muse.
Yeah.
Do you know?
The band Muse? Yeah.
I forgot the name. I like Muse, but so many bands, so many tracks. Sometimes I forgot. Do you know the track?
I know what you're talking about. It's probably
Yeah.
their most popular song, but I can't think of the name either.
Yeah, so it's very easy to play. It's a shuffle.
Yeah.
You do the at floor tom pretty easy. So I remember that I think okay, how I can be creative or playing something more
Yeah.
tonight. So I had idea to see a video from a great YouTuber drummer. I forgot the name too. He did so many drum fills and play with the crash riding on the chorus. So it's a good idea to play on the crash on the chorus. So at night I did with the band, and it was horrible. Horrible. I never did that crash riding.
Why was it horrible?
Yeah, because I think it was not so creative. Seeing the drummer, it was perfect, but with the band, not with a drumless track.
Yeah.
But with the feeling, it was horrible, horrible. So, how to be creative doing drum covers?
Well, it's definitely different doing drum covers because you're playing by yourself. So really, you just have the track behind you, and it's pretty much blasting in your ears. So you don't have to worry about that awkward silence anywhere like you would with a band. But really, I think the majority of the drums that I write for covers are actually not even behind my kit. Like I'll write them when I'm listening to the song in the car or something, and then I kind of tap it on the steering wheel, and I'm like, oh, I think this would be cool at this part, and then I like kind of transfer that onto the kit, and usually it sounds pretty cool. Sometimes I'm like, wow, that sounds nothing like what I want it to sound, and I don't like it, so I'll write something different. But yeah, it also helps like recording it sometimes and listening back to it, because sometimes you're also sitting here playing it and you think it sounds good, and then you listen to it and you're like, oh, that doesn't work there at all. So if I'm like iffy on a part, I'll record it and listen and then kind of know what to fix.
Yeah. Do you recommend that people always record themselves playing?
I think it helps. Yeah. I definitely think it helps a lot with any instrument too, because while you're doing it, you have a lot of adrenaline, and sometimes that could make it seem like it sounds better or sounds tighter or anything. And when you listen back to it, it kind of like tells you the truth of it.
Yeah, yeah. We have a comment here from J.S. Tuber. Back to work at venue. Is it your friend? Is he your friend?
Yes, I work with him.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. So, what kind of equipment do you use to record yourself in a very simple way for Instagram and for doing that great videos on YouTube?
So for Instagram, I have a Yamaha EAD10. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying
that's
to find one single piece of Yamaha EAD10 here in
yes.
Brazil. It's you can find.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a shame. Yeah, it's well, if you ever are able to find one or get your hands on one, it's totally worth it. It's so simple to use, and it literally is one microphone that sits on your bass drum, and it picks up the different drums so well. So if I ever want to record not a full cover of a song, but like a quick, like 30-second to minute clip of something, I'll just use that because you don't have to mix it or do anything to it. Like it just records it straight onto your phone and connects it to the video, and then that's that. When it comes to doing the YouTube covers, I definitely use a lot more equipment. I have a Focusrite Scarlett 18i20 interface. It's a really nice interface, and it's a USB, so it hooks directly into your computer. And I use Logic to record all my drums. I have most of my mics are Shure mics, so I have a hi-hat mic, a snare, overhead, and 2 toms and a bass drum. And they all go right into the Focusrite. And then I have some studio lights. I think you can kind of see in the background there. And then right now for cameras, I'm just using GoPros. So
Great.
they're very versatile, very easy to use, and really simple to download things straight to your phone off of them. And then I put everything into Final Cut Pro, and I edit it all. And I just started doing this recently. So before I was going to studios and recording, but once the pandemic hit and we had to stay home, I started like kind of gathering my own equipment so I could do it by myself. And it's been a journey learning how to record. I was like mixing it and editing it by myself at first, and then I had a friend offer to help me out. So thankfully I have someone making them sound awesome right now, which is really convenient.
Yeah, it's not so easy to start doing
It's not.
quality videos, quality drum
Yeah.
sound.
It's really hard. And then the second you think like you've got a really good sounding video and like good looking video, you find something that'll make it look so much better.
Mainly if you do all the things alone, like me, I have to do alone. I have some equipment here. You can
Yeah.
see. Maybe okay, maybe here.
Oh yeah.
But I have so many students. Sometimes I don't have time enough to do videos and more videos.
It
So
takes a lot of time.
yeah. I finished my drum class about 1 hour ago, 1 hour and a half. So I don't have more. I don't want to do more drumming tonight.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 p.m. right now.
It's
Okay.
tiring.
Yeah, I'm tired. So let's talk about your drum sounds.
Sure.
What kind of drum sound defines Jordyn?
Fat drums.
Drums.
Yeah, I love the sound of fat, really heavy sounding drums. I think nothing like hits harder than them. And when you hit really hard and like hit the rim and the middle of the drum with it, it sounds so good.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you know we are like really trackers here. We want to know everything about everything. So let's start with your snare drum sound. Show us how it works better for you.
Okay, so actually, there's a company that I recently got an endorsement with. They're called Snare Weight. Have you heard of them?
Snare Weight.
Yeah.
Maybe. Snare Weight.
Yeah, so it's a really cool company. I can show you this.
Yeah, please. We love equipment.
So where is it? This thing right here. Oh wait, I'm showing you the wrong thing. Let me flip this around.
Yeah, no problem.
So this is called a snare weight, and
okay.
it locks onto your snare drum and helps dampen the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then these come off on the side here, and they help the whole thing. They help the drum not ring.
Yeah.
And then typically I'll tune all of these a little bit higher, and then down here a little bit lower, and I think that helps make it sound a little fatter.
Yeah, interesting. Do you tune the up screws more higher than?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I also have. I'm not sure it's back here right now, but it's it's called a drum dial.
Yeah.
And it sits. You sit it on here, and it kind of measures the pressure here, so it helps you get them to more equal numbers. So that helps me with my tuning too.
Yeah, and for the response snare side.
What was that?
And about your head on the bottom, your bottom head.
Yes. So
how do you?
I kind of go back and forth to see what sounds better with that. Sometimes I mess around with tuning it lower than the top head, but I think most of the time I end up tuning it a little bit higher. I definitely don't tune it as often as I should, which I definitely should more so, but I do focus on the top. I am looking into getting, it's a company called Big Fat Snare Drum. And they make a ring that goes around, and it helps you get fat sounding drums. And I've heard really good things from them. So that's my next purchase.
Yeah. How many wires do you have on your snare?
That's a great question.
What a beautiful finish.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, this was custom made for me by SJC.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a pretty standard one.
Yeah, maybe 20.
It looks like it.
Yeah, pure sound. Okay. This is a 14 by 6 inches.
Close. 14 by 7.
14 by 7. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, die-cast rings, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to use die-cast because your drum is so powerful.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah. If you have just 2.3 millimeters power hoops, flange hoops, it not will be enough for you, Jordyn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about your rack tone and floor tones.
Okay. So this is my rack tone here. As you can see, I have another snare weight on it. This is if I remember correctly, 13 inch.
Yeah.
13 or 12.
I don't know. It's your drum kit, not mine.
I'm trying to remember here.
I think Yeah, I think it's 13.
I think it's 12.
I don't know. You
We're
can
gonna go
discover.
with 12.
Yeah. Okay, 12 and a half.
Yes. So yeah, the finish on this one is beautiful. It has
Oh,
a pearl black inlay and then gold hardware
yeah.
and a black matte finish.
Yeah, so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, they did a wonderful job with this.
And your floor tom or floor toms, do you use two or just one?
I just use one. At some point, I think it would be a lot of fun to add in another one, but for now, I do just have this one.
Yeah, 16.
Yes.
I swear it's 16.
That one I know is 16.
Do you want to use 18 floor tom or maybe 14?
I think 18.
Yeah. Okay, how do you tune your tom and your floor tom?
So I like to tune them a little bit lower than I don't really like the sound of like marching band drums
Uh-huh.
or anything of that sort. I definitely like, again, fatter, like heavier sounding toms as well. So even the high tom it's lower than most, I would say.
Yeah. And your bass drum is 22 or 24 inches?
22.
Yeah, by 18.
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
And this has custom sunset hoops that they painted for me from a picture of a sunset that I took from a place back home. They
Wow.
did a really beautiful job with that.
Wow. Is it a maple drum kit?
It is.
Great. It looks so amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it so much.
And about your, I have a question here. What kick pedal are you using? I think is the W.
Yes, the DW 9000 extended. I love it. It's great. It works so well for me. It's also my hi-hat pedal.
Yeah. Great. And about your cymbals?
So I have played vinyl pretty much my whole drumming career, and just recently I switched to Zildjian.
Uh-huh.
I really fell in love with the sound that they have to offer, and all of my friends use them and have been trying to convince me to switch for a very long time. So I finally made the switch. They sound amazing.
14?
Yes, 14-inch K custom light hi-hats.
Yeah.
I've got another K custom dark splash. That's an 8-inch.
8.
And then up here I have an 18-inch A custom crash. And then the ride is a K Sweet ride. It's 21 inches.
Yeah.
This thing is awesome.
You can bash on your ride.
Oh yeah.
Sweet ride is sweet.
Yeah. Exactly. And this crash is awesome. It's a 19-inch K custom hybrid.
Yeah.
It sounds really good. It sounds very unique. And then I just have an Oriental China.
Yeah, great. And are you using Roland SPDX?
I am. My laptop is actually on it right now.
Yeah. How do you use the Roland SPDX? X.
So I use it sometimes when I'm playing for pop artists. I'll add in like a few extra little things. Like I recently played for an artist in Nashville, and a lot of times when I would hit it was a pop artist, and when I would hit the floor tom, I would also hit like a really loud 808 on the SPDSX as well. I also use it for like some slower songs. I'll do or like hip hoppy songs, but like rock hip hop. I'll add in some different like SPDSX sounds in on them. So I just like to mix it with my kit. Like I never really just play that or just play my kit. I'm always mixing everything.
Yeah, great.
That thing's awesome.
Yeah, I use the SPDX for a long time. Do you do your own samples or just use the factory samples?
So for a long time, I have been using the factory samples, but I recently reached out to my friends to help me kind of download some more. I'm not as good on the electronic side of things. I'm trying though. I'm definitely getting more and more into it since I started recording, but I am going to download some songs onto there or some different sounds and stuff so I can have a lot more of a variety.
Yeah. Do you use for doing some live backtracks?
Yes, I have used it for that.
I just I have right now my SPDX is with full memory because I'm doing so many tracks live.
Oh, really?
I had to buy another one, but we're still doing not so many gigs. Can you figure it out how the things are going? So I have to bring with me the Roland and a laptop to do more 2 songs live.
Could you like maybe, is there anything you can delete off of the sample pad?
Yeah,
Or can you put like a USB drive into it?
no,
No?
because it works like this. I put two tracks, the same track, with the click track, the metronome for me, and the same track without metronome or click track for the people. So I have about 15 tracks, but actually they are 30 tracks.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes sense then.
So I have to make a decision, maybe to delete factory sounds, which it's not a good idea for me because I use a lot of them in another bands.
Yeah.
So I had to buy another one.
Yeah, I was
Let's
just going to say, buy another one.
Yeah, let's see what happens in the future. So we have here a question for Easy the drummer. Do you know Easy the drummer?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. No
Hello.
problem. Any device growing my Insta hardly getting likes or views?
So that's something I'm still trying to figure out. I swear some days, like one video I posted recently got like 10,000 views, and then I posted a video a week later and it got 500. So I can't figure it out at all. I've tried different hashtags. I think an important part is to like post consistently, and I think there are certain times and days of the week that work better for posting things. Usually it's like Thursdays and Fridays at noon or something. So I don't know. Again, I'm still trying to figure it out, but maybe one day I'll crack the code.
I think in this way. Recently, I did online lessons about YouTube, doing YouTube videos or promoting whatever. Okay, one thing that I learned, if you really want to grow up your social media like YouTube or Instagram or YouTube and Instagram together, you have to work about three or five from 3 to 5 hours per day doing YouTube work, for example.
Yeah.
Do you have 5 hours per day for this? Do you have 3 hours? I don't have 2 hours
I
per
don't,
day.
unfortunately. I wish I did. I did for a while during quarantine and stuff, but unfortunately, things change.
So the answer for AZD drummer is, man, you got to be on your YouTube channel doing whatever.
You got to
About
be
five,
consistent. You got to.
yeah, 5 hours per day. Per day,
It's
not
a
per week,
full-time
per
job.
day. Yeah, full-time job. If you want to grow up your social media,
Yeah.
it's so complicated. So when I try to do 1 hour per day, what happens? My drum kit look at me and say, "Come on, come on,
That's all you got?
yeah, can we play today? Something, just a little bit, just a train beat. Okay, you have to do a choice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
yeah,
I
easy.
wanted to show something else. When I was showing you my gear,
Yeah.
so this isn't your like average gear, but I also endorse a shoe company that's made specifically for drumming. Have you heard of Rodham?
Yeah.
They're awesome. I love them so much. So these are the kicks here. They're super, super flexible. So it's pretty much like you're playing with bare feet, which a lot of drummers actually prefer. The grip is really good on the bottom. Like it's fantastic. So it grips to the pedals really well. Super airy. Also really stylish. I wear these around a lot outside of drumming.
How many pairs do you have
So
from
many.
it? So many.
Yeah,
Really?
I have a few black pairs. I have a white pair. Maybe 5 or 6 pairs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have something to show you.
Okay.
You don't expect this. This is my drum shoes.
Did you make them?
No, it's
Oh,
called urban boards, drum shoes.
no way.
You see the drumsticks here?
Yeah, so I didn't know there was another company that was making
From
them.
Brazil.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
The
drum
bottom
shoes.
of Brazil.
Yeah. We have two competitors here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the drum shoes. It's a model. This model is not the most common for drummers. We have another models, but I like this because it's like a all-star style.
Yeah, they
Uh,
look really cool.
yeah, the most common drummer shoes here in Brazil is so, like you said, it's so flexible and so teeny here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like because it causes pain on my back.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's talk about before we start to talking about more drumming, we have a question here, two questions from my friend. Can you read for us, please?
Oh, okay. So it says, "Wow, I saw one of your footage, and I was a Blink 182 tribute drummer before, and you are really sick." That's awesome that you're a tribute drummer. That is some hard stuff right there. Travis Barker is phenomenal. I have definitely become a better drummer just trying to play through some of his songs. They're very fast. I'm not used to playing those super fast punk beats. That's never really been a style of mine. But I've been trying it out more recently. And thank you so much. That means a lot.
Yeah. Another question from Silva Seaborg.
Okay, what do you think about doing your own version of a song, or sounds better to do like the original? I think I prefer to do my own version. I really like the more creative aspects of things. Like I had kind of mentioned this earlier a little bit. It's cool to learn the very specific parts and definitely makes me play things that I wouldn't normally write, which I think helps me become a better drummer. But I do really enjoy making my own parts to things,
Great.
kind of adding my own flair.
Yeah, you definitely have your own style. Uh, Talking about your own style, you said that you never took lessons. So, how to become so good drummer like you, trying to do everything alone? I know that you said you saw some videos and etc. But let's think about maybe 20 years ago, or maybe 25, 20 years ago, you don't had the YouTube, maybe. Or here in Brazil, we really don't had YouTube for maybe 10 years ago. You start doing your own thing and start to play some rudiments. Tell us about your beginning doing by yourself.
So I was actually, I kind of regret this, but I have never really been, I've never focused on rudiments a lot. Um, it's something I keep telling myself to start getting into and practicing, but I keep putting it off because I get bored sometimes and I just want to start playing around my kit. Um, but I think when I first started drumming, so I was 10 years old, which was 2004. So I think YouTube was around, but I think what really helped me a lot was playing in some really bad bands. We were all awful, but we kind of made each other better in a bad way. So we would all get together and like write songs. They would all be like 30 seconds long, but each of us were so not the best. I'm not going to say bad. Some of us were good, but most of us were not. So we would all kind of gather around and write really bad parts together and write these songs, and we would get really excited about it and kind of motivate each other in a way. And it was something to look forward to. And I think it made us all better in a sense. Most of them don't even play instruments anymore, but I would like to see what we would get together and play now.
Yeah, but come on, you have to play some at minimal some chops to do what you do. For example, I sent one of your videos playing for you don't know, but we send the streaming propaganda for so many drummers here. So normally, what I do, I put your flyer, the artist flyer, okay, and put one video. I send one video of you playing, of course, and you are doing some crossovers and single fills and doubles with the cymbals. And okay, you have to study to do this perfectly clean.
Um, I don't know. I think I would kind of sit here and figure out what sounded good and then figure out how to make it look cooler at some point. So, or like not look cooler, but like be more fun to play and like look like more fun. So that's where I started doing crossover patterns with the toms and stuff. And when doing that, you can actually write like very different beats. So I
Yeah.
started like throwing that into some songs, and I think the more and more I played it, the more like tighter I would get it down. Um, so I think it was just a lot of persistence and a lot of practice to get things to sound tight. Again, not like sitting down on a practice pad like I probably should, but like sitting behind a kit and just messing around.
Yeah, definitely. You are so good doing this, because for me, when I started, it was impossible to do things like this without
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, we have two more questions here, and about okay, Alexis.
Oh, this is so Alexis right here is one of the best girl drummers in general, not girl drummers. I'm just saying that because this is the Girls on Drum Festival, but she's probably one of the best drummers I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. So she said here, Jordyn is such a sick drummer and friend. Watching her grow and kill it has been a pleasure. That melts my heart. Love you, Alexis.
Yeah, you can introduce Alexis for us. Maybe we can do a streaming next year. Actually, we have a schedule until March, next March.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Definitely get Alexis on one of them. She's awesome.
Yeah, I will check. Alexis, send us a message at the private direct message. Okay, Alexis, I will contact you. So let's pick up your practice pad, because I want to know more about your magic.
My magic.
I can do things like you do without studying. What your study routine?
So again, I don't like kind of practice traditionally like most drummers do. I have this practice pad, and I do mess around sometimes when I'm trying to learn like specific beats, because it's easier to hear the song. So I'll like play the music out loud and I'll play on the practice pad. But I typically don't really do warm-ups or anything. It's funny, actually, Alexis years ago taught me a warm-up that I still kind of use to this day when I do need to do one. So I could show you that if you want.
Yeah, of course.
All right, let me bring this down here.
We want it all.
Okay, can you see this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm balancing it on my knee, so if it falls. Okay, so this is just a very simple warm-up. It's right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left. And then 1, 2, 3. And then 8. So 1, 2, 3, 8. So she taught me that one time, and I was just messing around with it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm actually really like behind right now on about a year ago. I like messed up cut a ligament in my finger here. I can't bend it all the way, and it's kind of been, I've had to completely in the last year change the way that I have been drumming, and it's made me like start drumming with bad posture with my hands. Kind of, because now when I hold the stick, you'll notice in a lot of videos, like my fingers just sticking out like that, because I have trouble bending it. So I will definitely be doing a lot more work on the practice pad to try to gain momentum back and like strength in this finger and start turning or bending it more.
Great. So when you start to study something to do a new drum cover, or trying to do a new track for your band, etc., you start doing at practice pad, or do you prefer directly on drums?
Actually, neither. To learn songs, I don't know if this is weird or not or normal, but I just listen to the songs over and over again. And to the point where I can usually, after that, just like sit down and play the song without practicing it too much on the kit. I've kind of been learning to do it that way because of the living situation I'm currently in. I can't sit down and practice for long periods of time. So typically when I'm about to record a cover or something, I have to record it kind of quickly. So a lot of the way that I learn is really just tapping on my legs and stuff, or tapping on counters at work. And then if there's like a really tricky part, I'll just play that part over and over again. And that's when I sometimes pull out the practice pad and try to get those hits down.
Yeah, great, great. So you are a user of double pedal, and you have a lot of shots doing this kind of stuff. So what we want right now? Double pedal chops, of course.
Double pedal chops?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to play them on the kit?
If you want, I don't know if you want, you can play on the kit right now, because
yeah. So I do a lot of fills involving the double pedal. I have socks on right now, so it's going to be a little slippery here, but I have found that the pivot technique works the best.
Yeah.
Where you kind of pivot your foot to keep time, especially when I'm playing more like metal songs and stuff. Like I recently released a Slipknot cover, and that song was pretty double bass heavy. So it's a lot of just like pivoting your feet around. And I'm really thankful that I grew up playing in rock and metal bands, because it got me to be pretty solid on double bass. Definitely not like super speedy fast, but I have a pretty good solid foundation with it. But I can kind of teach like a very simple fill involving it. This is just like a linear pattern fill sense. So it's gonna go. So it's snare, rack tom, floor tom, kick, kick on right foot and left foot. So.
Yeah, great. Maybe for some starters, it's so difficult to put this drum fill playing with a track or with a band, because when the time to do the drum fill, it's coming.
Yeah.
The drummer, the beginner, start to be very anxious. I'm doing I'm saying correctly.
I think I still get anxious before playing
Yeah,
fill.
anxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, anxious. Sorry. And start to running on the beat, and maybe the drum fill is 16 notes, correctly?
I think it's just yeah. Sorry.
16 notes. And the drum fill becomes 30-second notes in a much short time or space in the music.
Yeah.
What kind of what do you recommend to do this correctly, on time, and solid?
I think just doing the fill over and over again to like a metronome or something helps a lot. So along with like being anxious about playing a fill, I also get like, I feel like most drummers get excited because it's something different than just the beat that you're playing, and it's like a little pizzazz to it. So when you get excited, you typically play faster. So I would say the more comfortable you get with the fill, the more you'll kind of lock it into place with the beat that you're playing and the tempo that you're playing too. So if there's a specific fill you want to do, just get used to sitting down and playing the fill to a metronome, and then maybe speeding the metronome up and playing a little bit faster. Something that I have taught some of my students is we play like a fill game, I call it, where I'll have them play a beat, and then I will, like right before the fill starts, I'll shout out name of a drum that they have to start the fill on. And I think it helps them get it like a little more locked in time, and it also helps them be more creative on the spot. So instead of just like rushing into the same fill every time, they get to like switch it around and do something like a little bit last minute, but like really lock it in there.
Okay, it's a good idea. I will try with my students.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun to just like have them anxiously waiting and then be like hi-hat and they have to start something.
But do you use a microphone to say it loud?
I just
because
shout.
I don't have any more. I don't have more energy to speak. Almost don't have more energy.
So you could also use a drumstick and like point to the drum, so you could say like, yeah.
It's a good idea. But I think I use a microphone.
You could do that too, yeah.
So, do you recommend for your students to start doing double pedal stuff or just buying a single pedal?
So I always start with single pedal. I think it's better to kind of get used to one and then build off of that. It definitely depends on their skill level too. Like if they're a beginner, definitely won't start with double bass. But if they're a little bit more advanced, I think it's fun to start teaching and not just playing like double bass beats, but to incorporate them into fills and stuff, because it can really make the fills sound a lot more full and a lot more intense.
Yeah. So teach us one exercise for doing a better single pedal beats, solid single pedal beats.
Single pedal beat?
Yeah. What do you do? What do you recommend?
So a lot of times if I am teaching a student, I think because I never took lessons myself, I don't really know the traditional way to sit down and like teach someone how to play something. I know a lot of people read music. I can kind of read it. I can read tabs and some drum notation, but I don't really typically teach that way. I kind of teach the way that I taught myself. So I'll sit down and like show a beat to a student and then have them tap it out with me while I play it. I'll start really slow, and then once they kind of get used to it, we'll progress a little bit, and then they'll come behind the kit and try to play it out. And I think it helps them play some more like different beats, and they're all single pedal beats, like pretty simple beats, but even just switching them around a little bit, it definitely helps like switch the gears in your head. And then sometimes once they get used to the beat, I'll throw the fill game in on them and say like, okay, like at the end of this beat, throw in this fill or something, and it gets their mind thinking even more and they get more used to the beat, because a lot of drums are muscle memory.
Yeah.
So the more used you get to playing these certain beats, the more it's going to feel so natural and easy to play to it.
Yeah. David asked for you anything for the left foot, hi-hat foot?
So actually, this is also kind of weird. The way that I taught myself to play the hi-hat or like keep a steady beat with the hi-hat foot is from driving. I think because you use your right foot to do the gas and the brake, so my left foot was always just kind of sitting to the side. So I started, whenever I would listen to music, I would just tap my left foot to the music, and it would get me to be able to, like, while tapping on the steering wheel, my left foot would just be keeping a steady beat. And it gave me that muscle memory to now, like, when I'm playing most beats, I can just play a steady hi-hat beat. And that also helps you with the double bass pedal on the left side, because then you can do more linear double pedal notes without it sounding really off.
Oh, and if you had automatic car?
Yes, I have an automatic car. If you have manual, that might not work. I have very non-traditional ways of learning things.
Yeah. So let's talk about double pedal, the first exercise, because sometimes young drummers want to play alternate
Yeah.
And start to do like a flams, like for example, pru, 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 do you know? Pru,
Yeah.
pru, pru.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play tu, 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 but pru, 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 pru. How to solve this problem?
So again, it's about the muscle memory, I would say. So it's weird for your feet to start getting used to going in time back and forth. So what I think helps is start as slow as you have to play it in time to a click, even if it's just like do, 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 do on your feet. And once you have that locked in time, just speed it up a tiny bit. And you'll notice at some point if you're going too fast, or if the beat is fast and you're playing a little slower, you kind of have to find the sweet spot, and definitely don't move forward until you're comfortable with the BPM that you're at. That's what helped me a lot, because I used to try to play these really fast songs right away from all these bands that I liked to listen to when I was growing up, and it would just sound like mush on the bass drum because I couldn't keep up with it. Or when I went to play a slower beat, I would play it too fast accidentally. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I ask it because some young drummers want to play faster as you can right now. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, people, we are now about 1 hour, a little more, 1 hour streaming, and you are too shy. I don't see any questions here. You can send your questions for Jordan here. Okay, we have a question here on the comments. Have you experienced any numbness in fingers on the right or left hand?
Actually, yes. When it first happened, it was really weird. It happened in the middle of a show. My whole right thumb went numb and I couldn't move it anymore. And then it happened a few shows after that as well. So I ended up going to the doctors, and they said apparently it's kind of not normal, but it's more prominent in drummers because of the way that you hit the cymbal with your stick, and the vibration goes up the stick and through right here. So it's like a rare form of tendonitis. And the best thing that I have learned to do from that is switch around the heights and like the heights of my cymbals and how they're tilted and stuff, because I like them pretty flat, but I'll tilt them a tiny bit just to help the lifetime of the cymbals and then also help my hand. But that's definitely something to look out for, because you don't want to make it worse because it'll build up scar tissue. There's a really cool book called The Anatomy of Drumming. And it teaches you how to have good posture while you're drumming, and kind of how your whole body is important for what's coming out onto the drums. And there is a chapter on the tendonitis actually in it.
So, talking about the anatomy, which are the, I don't know if I speak correctly, the most important piece of your drum kit?
The most important piece of gear?
Yeah.
Like for me?
Yeah. Talking about anatomy.
The anatomy of the drum kit.
Yeah.
Okay. I got confused. The book is about the anatomy of the drummer. So on the drum kit, I would say the bass drum is probably the most important. It's like, it's the beat. It's extremely important to keep that on time and loud and it kind of like holds it all together, I would say.
Yeah, and about your posture, I'm saying correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, about your posture. What the first piece of gear that you have on mind to buy an excellent brand?
So my throne is, I think, is really important for the posture. I have a rock and sock throne. Um, I, at first, when I was younger, I didn't want to invest a lot of money into a seat. I didn't think it was very important. But I have learned that it is extremely important. And the more your back is supported and your height is at a good level, the better you will play in general.
Yeah, I like your answer. I
Thank
like
you.
it. Yeah, it's very important.
It is.
Correct answer. From Dave Tremblay 666. What's your first gig?
Your first gig. Um, so the first gig that I played was a show at a place called the Trocadero in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I, some of my best friends got on this show to like kind of showcase your band's talent. I guess it was like a battle of the bands. And their drummer quit the band a few days before, and I had never played a show before in my life. I think I was like 15 years old, maybe 15 or 16. And they were like, hey, can you learn these songs for a show in a few days? And I was terrified just because I had never played live before. I hadn't really been in many serious bands yet. But it was actually awesome. We didn't win, but that didn't matter. We all had such a great time. It was a really good experience.
And about the songs that you had to learn?
They were, I guess you could call it like metalcore songs. So, I mean, this was 12 years ago or something. So the music I was listening to back then was a lot different, but it was a lot of like the bands that I looked up to were like A Day to Remember. Like I know we did A Day to Remember cover, and there were a bunch of originals, but they were pretty technical actually. And I was pretty proud of myself for learning them so quickly.
Yeah, great. So people, don't be afraid to play live,
No, it's so much fun. It's the best feeling.
because sometimes I had some students that have they
Stage
are
fright?
yeah, stage. Well, okay, we don't have stages nowadays.
True.
Yeah, but sometimes I ask for them to play and think, and we will film. Just make a record uh, to post and to see at home about their playing about whatever. So how to treat the stage fear?
I think to just keep going out there and playing. Also, it definitely helps to play with a band you're comfortable with. The energy of like your bandmates on stage, I think, helps you a lot and makes you feel really comfortable. And when you kind of all go out there and crush it together, it just like creates the best energy and the best feeling in the world. And I think after a while, you stop feeling scared and you more so feel excited to go out and play, because it definitely goes away, the feeling of being scared.
Yeah, great. It's very good advice. Talking about advice, John Paula C. Do you know John? Do
No.
you know? Awesome. Thank you, Jordan. This has been an issue for a while, despite eight of snare and hi hats. I think
Oh,
we are talking about
the throne.
yeah. It's look. It was a very good advice. Let's talk about your preferences, your influences, of course. Uh, Drummers, female drummers, male drummers.
So for female drummers, I think my influences are all of my best friends. They are all pretty much the ones that are drummers are just like the greatest people. We all met through the SJC drums, and they're all such different drummers in their own way, but they're phenomenal drummers. And we've created such like a little family out of like jamming together, playing together, hanging out, and just like inspiring each other. So that is definitely one thing that has really helped me grow as a drummer. Um, in terms of other drummers outside of like, my friend circle, Matt Halpern and Adam Gray were huge influences on me, and I will never ever be anywhere near as good as them, but at any time I try to play one of their songs or watch them play, it always makes me like the slightest bit better because I like try to really learn from them. They're just phenomenal. They're incredible drummers.
Great. And let's pretend one thing. Let's pretend that you are producing Girls on Drums Festival. For those that don't know, Girls on Drums Festival, it's a real drum festival with real drummers. It's not only streaming. Streaming is just for now. We like so much doing streaming, but real Girls on Drums is a real festival. Please check it out, girlsondrums.com, girlsondrumsfestival.com, and you will see. Let's pretend that you have to produce Girls on Drums Festival issue at Nashville. Choose five.
Five.
Five female drummers. You can put your name on the list.
Okay. So I would say my like core group of the four of us that have like always been trying to collaborate together, and like we're all best friends. And we've actually tried to make a tour happen in the past where we were all in bands at one point, and we wanted to, it was going to be called the Girls Can Play Drums 2 Tour, which is cheesy now, but we thought it was really cool then. But Alexis Shook, Katie Cole, and Courtney Grinwis the four of us are like a force to be reckoned with. Just really good friends, really great people. So definitely us. And then if I had to pick another,
yeah, you can try or choose.
So I would pick. Have you heard of Mindy? She's like less
Mindy.
than Mindy. What is it? Nanshell or something? She's only like 7 years old.
Yeah, I know.
She is so good. I would want her on it for sure. I just want to see her jam. She's awesome.
Mindy, okay. But if you have a lot of money to bring all-star drummers, or you don't prefer to do this.
I don't. I think I would definitely prefer to pick the little people in it. But if I had to pick all-star drummers, of course I would bring about Skillet because she's one of the OG drummers right there.
Yeah.
Probably Metal Cohen.
Yeah.
Just because she was always one of the first like girl drummers on YouTube who started really going into play the metal music.
Yeah.
There's so many these days that it's so hard to pick. Like I would probably change it every day.
Yeah, I know. I see. Okay, we have another question here. Okay. David, what gears you use? If you want to say again, just quickly.
Yeah, so SJC drums, Zildjian cymbals, Vrodim drum shoes, Vic Firth drumsticks, snare weight, and then recording equipment. I use mostly Shure microphones, GoPro, Scarlett 18920, and Logic. And then I also have the SPDSX.
Yeah, don't forget your shoes.
Yes, the Vrodim drum shoes.
Okay. Jordyn, you remind me a friend of mine, a Brazilian drummer, a female Brazilian drummer, called her name is Pichu Ferraz. Pichu Ferraz. She plays like you with so energy, so high energy, so furious playing. But when we talk, she is like you, so calm, kindly, very quietly. It's awesome because you are only two drummers that act like the way, playing so furious and talking so calm.
Well, thank you.
Okay, we are now with almost 1 hour and a half streaming. I think we can go to the final. Jordyn, please be my guest. What kind of words you can say for drummers here, the drummers that you see this streaming after? Please share your ideas, your inspiration for the drummers here.
So I would just say drumming is probably maybe I'm biased, but I think it's the most fun instrument out of everything. You can play so loudly. You have such a large variety of things to hit, and you can make so many different sounds out of it, especially with the electronic side of it now. And it's literally just a never-ending, creative ball of fun. So I would say if you have any interest at all, if you've never even tried drumming, you don't think you have rhythm, I say just go for it and try it out, because you never know. Like I said, you can build muscle memory and kind of gain rhythm in your own sense. If you're a female drummer and you're kind of scared to go in because there's a lot less of us, don't be scared at all. We're all just one big family in it. Every girl drummer I've ever met, we all just kind of link together and become family. And it's just such an inspiring thing to be a part of. It's so much fun to go out there and play a show and crush it. And it's literally just the greatest feeling to create. Just so much to learn, so much to do. And I highly recommend just constantly pushing forward, practicing a lot. It's so much fun, and you'll love it.
Yeah, great. I agree. You will love it.
Yes.
And how people can contact you for drum lessons or?
So I offer. Yeah, okay, so to just stay contacted, follow me on Instagram. I'm really responsive on there. I also my website is jordynzubyk.com. I offer drum lessons and studio drums through there. I can do them online or in person. I have a Twitter also. It's at Jordyn Zubyk. I don't really use that a ton. Same with Facebook. So Instagram and my website there's a contact page there as well.
Yeah, great, fantastic. People, I hope that you enjoyed this streaming with Jordyn. It was awesome. Almost 1 hour and a half. It is a very good streaming. I hope that you enjoy and learn.
Oh, this was great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are so great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for accepting our invitation and for your time, of course, and your patience and enthusiasm. Thank you so much. You are awesome drum, and of course, you are part of our streaming family because we cannot do the 2020 issue Girls on Drums Festival.
Yeah.
So we started next year, I hope. Actually, we had scheduled 5 days Girls on Drums Festival for this year. It was in July, 5 days, like a drum camp. 2 drummers per day. It was almost everything. It was almost ready. So the pandemic started, and we had to cancel. It was.
It's just building momentum for the next year.
I hope so. I really hope so. Also, I'm streaming. Thank you so much from John Pauli. John Policy. Thank you, man. Happy holidays for you too. Ghetto so Christ. Do you know that Jordyn is the bomb? Yeah, I agree. So we are alive for see more bombs in future. I hope so. Jordyn, please stay in contact.
Absolutely.
If you want, please watch the next streaming we have for this week to Brazilian. We have Dani Monteiro, percussionist, and Friday we will have Alana Ananias from Brazil too, great drummer. Next week we have Nelly Bubujanka. Do you know Nelly?
No, I don't.
Yeah, please check it out.
I definitely will.
Awesome from Europe, and
awesome.
we have so many drummers until the end of the year, and next year we have scheduled for until March. I hope that you like to be with us, and people, thank you. Have a good night. Take care, and God bless you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.